Hey friends, it's Deanna here, and today we're sewing up the Waterfall swimsuit, and it is so cute. And you can make it with straps or without straps. You can make just the bikini version or the tankini top bottom. And here's our bottom. So this one's one I already made, and this is the one we'll be making. And this video actually is going to be just a little bit different than our usual YouTube videos, because this one is going to be, sorry, I'm putting some stuff away that I've got in the background. So this one is going to be following our usual or sew along that we do on our Facebook page. So it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to talk about daily, entering your pictures daily and all those things. It's going to show you my pictures, my daily pictures. But that's really just the format we use to do our sew-alongs over on Facebook. Our sew-alongs on Facebook, we actually sew it together. And so we take a whole week and we sew a little bit each day and we just sew it together. So if that's something you'd be interested in, come join us on our Facebook page. Our link is below. We'd love to have you come join us. We give giveaways. So that leads me to say that it is not an open giveaway. That was already closed. It already happened. We already have a winner. So you will not be entering your pictures on this one. But if you want to do it, come join us. We have plenty of more sew-alongs over on Facebook page, and we'd love to have you again. But we are doing the fun, and this video does qualify for a fun fan giveaway. Subscribe to our channel, comment below, and you'll be entered to our giveaway. A $50 LEMI gift certificate. So you can be entered to that one, even though you're not going to be entered to win the one with the waterfall, but this one you will be entered to. Again, come join us on our sew-alongs on Facebook. Our link is below. But without further ado, here is our waterfall swimsuit sew-along. Hey friends, it's Deanna here. Welcome to the Waterfall swimsuit sew-along. I have to say that slowly because swimsuit sew-along, well, I guess I said it fast and I was able to do it, but sometimes I get tongue-tied. Anyway, welcome. I'm Deanna, and I'm going to be your host for this sew-along, and some of you I think already know me from other sew-alongs. Welcome back. I have so much fun. I love doing the sew-alongs, and I love hearing from you guys all the time. But if you don't know me, and if you never been part of a sew-along, let me explain how this is gonna go, okay? So every day, I'm gonna be posting a video of steps that we're gonna be doing each day. So I'll show you how to do the steps, I'll post a video, and underneath the video, I'm going to post a picture of the finished step for each day. And underneath that video is where I want you to post your finished picture for each of the steps that we're doing. So in order for you to be entered for a drawing for our prize giveaway at the end of the sew-along, you'll have to post a picture in every single day. This is a little bit of a longer sew-along because we're doing the swimsuits with the bottoms as well. So I'm gonna work up until Saturday. And what's gonna happen is on Friday, I'm probably gonna do the whole video of the bottoms, from beginning to end of the bottoms, but you'll have Saturday to finish it up. So you'll have 2 days for the bottoms, Friday and Saturday, but I'll probably just post one whole video, just because if you want to get it done on Friday and then Saturday, you can go take pictures if you go into the beach or to the pool or in your backyard, whatever you want to do, try on those bathing suits and take some cool pictures, then that's good, that's for you, okay? So I didn't want to, it's going to be through Saturday, I'll pick a winner on Sunday, but I'm going to make that video available on Friday. That way you have it if you want to go ahead and do it. So that works well. So the first thing we're going to do today is put our pattern together and cut our fabric. And I already put my pattern together and I have my fabric, and I know I asked you guys yesterday to help me out, help a girl out. I'm so indecisive when it comes to fabric. I really am so indecisive. So I am doing from some of your advice, and I liked it. So I'm pattern mixing, and I'm doing this gingham blue plaid on the top, and then I'm gonna do the polka dots on the bottom for my bottoms. And then I'm gonna use some of this gingham probably and this red and make my son a rash guard, the rash guard I think, so we can kind of sort of match. My husband doesn't get one, but he'll get over it. I don't have enough, and he's really picky when it comes to stuff like that. So anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with the cutting. Now, first thing you need to do is decide what bathing suit you want. There's so many looks you can go for. Do you want high-waisted bottoms? Do you want bikini low, mid-rise bottoms? What size? What length do you want, and then pick that. And then if you want, do you want just the short top? Do you want to add the skirt, the bottom part, with a little ruching on the sides? Do you want you can even, if you don't want to, you don't even have to do the flounce effect. It's really up to you. If there's a step that I'm doing that you're not doing, you would just post the same picture of whatever where you are at that day, because I go back and I look at every day and look for your names and underneath the comments of the pictures and make sure that you participated every day. But you're not gonna get penalized if you don't do every single step, because I am doing every single step so that everybody can see how you get it done. So anyway, now once you figure out which one you want to do, then you can set apart those pattern pieces and you can start cutting. It tells you on here, most of all of them except for the skirt bottom part, this bottom part, you only have to cut one. But for the top, front and back, and for the bottoms, front and back, you have to cut two. You have to cut the main fabric and then your liner fabric. And I have my liner fabric over here, my liner fabric. And so what you want to do is go ahead and follow the instructions. And it's so cool because in every pattern piece, it tells you exactly what to do. So we would do it on the fold. And on the fold just means that you fold your fabric in half. And I try to go as close to the edge as possible as I can. And then you would cut it right on that fold. This is how my fabric is folded right here. That's the fold. And I'm not doing my bottoms with this one, so I'm not going to cut that. That would be a mistake. Anyway, so yeah, so you would cut it on the fold. And like I said, all of them have the, it tells you which ones you need to cut. But right now, what I want to show you is how to cut the flounce. Because I know sometimes we have a little bit of difficulty with the flounce because it's on the double fold. And the double fold is a little bit confusing. So the double fold, if you look at my fabric right here, there's only one fold. So I'm only cutting in one fold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my fabric, come all the way over, and make that first fold be able to fit my whole piece. So now if you look, I can fit my whole piece right here all the way around, touching this fold on the outside. And now I'm going to straighten my whole fabric to make sure that that is straight. Swim fabric is kind of slippery. So I'm putting some weights right here so it doesn't move. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, so I've already managed to get my one fold. So I'm going to fold my fabric over again, and I'm going to get my second fold. Because now I have a fold up here and a fold down here. And now I can measure it and make sure that it's there. Now I folded way too much and I have too much space down here. Don't want to do that. I want to save as much fabric as possible. So I'm going to slide it down just enough that my flounce will fit. Hold on, I'm still coming. My flounce will fit and it still be on the double fold. Okay, there it is, perfect. So you just got to make sure that now I folded it and there's a fold right here, because where I folded it right here, and there's a fold up here too. So there's a double fold right here, fold and fold. And see your pattern pieces, fold and fold. So I'm going to put it on each fold right here and right here on the double fold. Okay, let's see, let me turn you down a little bit so you can see. It's right here on the double fold, fold and fold. And I'm going to make sure I put it, and you only have to cut one of these. You don't have to cut it with a liner. And I want to make sure that underneath fabric, I have it enough. And now I'm going to cut it. Make sure that you, on the flounce, we are not going to hem it. So you want to make sure that if you have a rotary cutter, that will be the best thing because it gives it the sharpest edge, the smoothest edge. So you want to make sure you cut a good smooth edge when you cut it because we won't hem it. So you want to have a nice smooth edge. All right, so here's my flounce. Haha, that's going to be so cute. And it's already made. Now, if you don't have enough fabric to do it on the double fold like this, you can do it single fold. Look, I already have a little flounce thing going on. You can do it on the single fold, and then you would sew it at the sides together. So you can do that if that's what, if that works better for you. If you did it on the single fold, you would have one piece like this and then another piece, and you would put it right sides together and just sew it at the edges, and that would be just fine. So that's the hardest part right there. So I hope this helps a little bit, giving you that little bit of information. And then you just cut the rest of it. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to cut. Also, if you want straps, the pattern comes with a little guide for the straps as well. And it comes with the straps on the side if you're doing the tankini option. I mean the skirt bottom option. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions about how to cut the pattern, how to put anything together. But I'm excited to get started. And tomorrow will be our first actual sewing day, and we'll get right into it. But today, just take your time. A couple of you asked me if I wash my fabrics. I wash all my fabrics before I sew, but it's optional. It's up to you. You don't have to. I don't think swim shrinks when you wash it, so you're good. But I just like to wash everything beforehand. And then let's see what else. I think I had some other questions. I don't think I had any other questions. But let me know if you have any questions, comment below. And I can wait to see your fabrics and see what you're going to be making. And I'll see you guys tomorrow when we actually get started with the sewing. Bye. Hey. Welcome to day number 2 of our sew along. Today we're going to go ahead and put the top of our bodice together, our liner and our outer, and put the elastic support underneath the bust so that we can have a little bit of support there. So I've already had some really good questions. Thank you for sending all those questions and all those comments my way. And whatever I don't know, I will find out. So if you have any questions, just comment below each video or on our sew along event page, and I will get you the answer. Or try. If I don't know it, I'll find the answer. Okay, so today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this is my outer, so I'm grabbing my 2 pieces, and I'm putting them right sides on top of each other. And I'm meeting these sides right here. And I'm going to sew those 2 right edges together. So I'm going to pin. And I am using the serger for this step, but if you want to use your zigzag stretch stitch on your sewing machine, that is fine. I'm doing this side and I'm doing this side, so I'm just going to go ahead and pin both sides. And we're going to do the same thing to the liner. I already did it to my liner. As you can see, it's right next to it and it's already sewed on the sides. So it's just the same thing. On the sides, right sides together. I'm going to sew that up. And I'm going to sew the other one. The other side. I'm excited because working with swimsuit makes me think of summertime and swimming time, and I love being on the water, the beach, the lake, the pool. Do you have any plans this summer? Let me know what your plans are for this summer. What do you got going on? All right, so I've got already my pieces put together, so I'm going to fold them out. Here it is. This is my outer, and here is my liner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck it inside so the right sides are together. Right sides together. So we're just tucking this baby in. We'll just do it this way. You can do it this way. You can put the liner on top, or you can put the outer on top, either way, because you're going to turn it around in a minute. And here where the armpit meets that seam, I'm going to pin right there. And we're going to go out to one side where all we're doing is we're going to sew this arm side closed. Now, let me tell you this. My world was just rocked the other day when one of you, I don't know if you're somebody that's part of the sew along, but somebody on Ellie and Mac's Facebook page asked about what this is called, the arm side. Literally all my sewing life, which is really not super long because I've only been doing this for a little bit, for a little while, I called it an armsicle. And I don't know why I called it an armsicle. I really do not know why. Because it doesn't have a C-L-I there. I was trying to look and see how you spell it. I can't even remember now. I'm like, I don't know. My whole life. Anyway, so yes, I think it's arm side. If I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. Let me know how you actually say it. But I just thought that was funny, that I've been saying it wrong this whole time in my head. But anyway, I'm doing the same thing to the other side. So I'm just pinning the arm side. Is that what you say it? And pinning it together, the liner and the outer right sides together, and I'm gonna sew along that edge. So just around this edge right here, I'm gonna sew it up. I'm doing it to both sides. Again, for this step, I'm using my serger. So if you want to use your serger, you can. If you don't, if you want to use your sewing machine, that's fine as well. All right, so now it's sewn together. Now this next step, we're going to turn it right side out, and we are going to steam. But you have to be careful with swim fabric. You don't want to burn your precious swim. So you should first and foremost test it and make sure that it's not going to burn. If you want to do it on another piece of swim, if you have another piece of swim somewhere else, you can go ahead and do that. We're just steaming and making sure that you're not burning it. So be really careful. I use lots and lots of steam when I'm doing it so that it doesn't burn my fabric. All right, now we're gonna pull that up, and here's my liner. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my since they're both the same, the front and the back, it doesn't matter which side you do it on, but whatever side you do it on, this is where the front, this is going to be the front now. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure 1/2 inch from the edge. So here's 1/2 inch, and I'm just going to go ahead and mark it right here, 1/2 inch, and I'm going to do the same to the other side, 1/2 inch from the edge, and mark it. You can use something else to mark it if you don't want to use a pin. It's fine if you like mark it with a fabric marker or whatever you have. Actually, I usually mark it with washable markers because it works just the same and it's gonna come off. And then we're gonna go 1 inch from the bottom. I keep looking up because I want to make sure. Sometimes I don't give you the right information, so I want to make sure I give you the right information. So I'm looking. When I look up, and I look up here is my instructions. I've done this before, but you know how it is. When you get to talking, I get to talking, and then I forget all my steps. I forget what I'm doing, and then I'm going to tell you wrong. So I'm just pinning right here, like really nicely, because I just want to make sure that I do it evenly. 1 inch from the bottom. Don't pin both fabrics. Don't pin the top and the bottom, just the top. We're not doing it to both sides. We're just doing it to the front side. And then we're going to pin this one right on there. So I'm removing those pins that I already used. I'm pinning it. So what you can do, since it's going to be, you're going to have to stretch it. If you want to find the middle of your fabric right here and put it right in the middle first, and then you'll do the two sides, you can do that. So you can go ahead and find the middle. Here's my middle. Here's my middle of my fabric. I want to do that first. So go ahead and pin it right there. Whoops, that's way higher than 1 inch. Sorry. Where's my inch?
right here. Down here is where it's supposed to be at. Okay, so here's my inch away from the bottom. This one's an inch away from the bottom as well. And now we're going to go over here. Here's my inch, and here's my 1/2 inch from the side. And I'm going to pin right there. You can put a lot of pins if you want, however many pins you want to put on there. But what you're going to do is we're going to sew this on. So I'm going to do a zigzag stitch to sew this on. And it's going to be, when I'm sewing it on, I'm going to be stretching it out so that it brings my front in right here. So it gives me like that support right here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew it on. So I'm going to stretch it as I'm sewing it on. And I'm going to do the zigzag stitch so it brings it all in. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back to the next little step. All right, so here it is. As you can see, it's attached. Hold on, let me get these little pieces off. Trims off, edges, little things. There it is. It's attached. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it right side out. As I say right side out, I'm turning it inside out. Right side out. And the part that we did the scrunching on, that's going to be your front, obviously. And this is, the other one's going to be your back. But now, the only other step we're going to do today is we're going to prep it for the flounce. Because tomorrow we'll do the flounce and our straps, if you're doing straps. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pin right here my fabric liner and my fabric outer at the tops, so that I'm going to baste this outer and liner together. I'm going to baste them together because swim fabric is a little bit slippery, and so when we're going to put our waterfall effect, when we're going to put our flounce on, I don't want the liner and the outer to like move away from each other. So I'm going to baste them here, and I'm going to baste them at the bottom. Go ahead and prep that bottom as well, because when I attach the elastic or whatever, I want it to be basted so it's together. Okay, so I'm going to pin the outer and the liner, and I'm going to baste them together at the top and at the bottom. And that's all we're doing for today. So I'm just basting this on. Make sure that they match up the raw edges. If you need to pin a whole bunch, you can. Now, basting stitch is really just a long stitch that you can later pull off of the fabric. So like it just be probably just your longest stitch on your sewing machine. And then later on when we sew it on, we can just pull that stitch right off. It's just there to keep the fabric together, keep it from like going aside from each other, moving away from each other when you're trying to sew something on, so it doesn't move on you and then you end up sewing something wrong or not sewing it together. If that makes any sense. So that's what we're doing. So I am just pinning this together right here, and then I'm gonna go back and baste it together, and that's it. That's all we've got for today. At the front though, remember that because you stretched it, you might have to stretch it a little bit when you're basting it, so it's all even. Anyway, that's all we've got for today. I will take a picture of today's steps and post them underneath, and you go ahead and post your today's steps. I'm gonna go ahead and baste this. I'm gonna take a picture, I'm gonna post it. And then tomorrow we'll come back and we'll have this basted. We're gonna go ahead and put our flounce on and our straps. So we'll do that tomorrow for day number 3. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey friends, it's Deanna here, and today is day number 3 of our sew along. So today we attached the flounce and we put our straps on. And I know our straps don't come in until a little bit later on our pattern, but we're gonna go ahead and do it now since we are ready to anyway. So there they are. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to mark my half on my flounce. So I'm gonna lay it out. Kind of make sure that you see your where your that your raw edges all together. So you go to the front and the back, and I usually like to just like notch it, and that's how I mark it. But you can just do a little clip, or a pin would work just fine, but I like to do a little notch. So that's gonna be my front and my back. And then I'm gonna do the same thing to my my top, my bodice. I'm gonna find the front, which is right here. And again, I'm just notching, and then I'm gonna do the same to the back. Just a little notch. It won't hurt. It will be out whenever I sew it on. You won't be able to see it. So now I'm gonna go ahead, and the way that we attach the flounce is right side to wrong side. So the right side of the bodice to the wrong side of the flounce. I know that that's not how we usually attach things, but this is a little bit different. We're gonna fold down when we put the elastics, so you won't be able to see that. So we're just attaching it to the outside of the bodice. So the wrong side of the flounce is touching the right side of the bodice, and we're just gonna go around that bodice. And you'll see that, yes, it's gonna be not all of the flounce is gonna be sewn onto to something, because obviously we'll have the two parts where the bodice ends. Sorry, I'm like tongue-tied today. Bleh. It doesn't have anything to do with the lipstick. I got a new lipstick stain in the mail, and so I wanted to try it out. I'm not usually a lipstick person. Actually, I do like lipstick, but my husband doesn't love lipstick, so he doesn't tell me not to wear it, but I know he doesn't love it, so I don't usually wear it, because I'm like, I don't really care that much. I mean, I like it, but I don't love it. If I loved it, then I would wear it, but I don't, so I'm like, I feel like it dries out my lips. I don't know. So I'm trying this one out. It's an actual, I don't think I've ever done a stain before. It's like an actual stain, like it's on my lips, it's dry. We'll see. We'll see when it comes to how it does all day long. Anyhow, so I have pinned it. As you can see, if I show you this side, it's like the end right here pinned all the way, and this is pinned all the way as well. And I am gonna use a zigzag stitch to stitch it on, and you can use your serger or a zigzag stitch. The reason why I wanna do a zigzag stitch is because then we're gonna put the elastic, then we're gonna fold it over, and I don't wanna have a bulky seam right there. And I know sometimes serger seams are a little bit bulky, so I don't wanna do that. That's why I wanna go ahead and do my zigzag instead. Sorry. There we go. So I'm just gonna do a zigzag stitch to attach that on. And I'm doing the same to the front and the back. I'm attaching the front and the back. And you gotta make sure that it's attaching to the just the top, not anything from behind. Sometimes some of the behind fabric tries to get in there. Oh, I need my little scissors. Oh well. There's a little piece of thread caught on my sewing machine, and it's giving me a hard time. There we go. Moved it. Okay. That is on. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the back. Same exact thing. I guess I could have put you guys on pause for this. Let me know, do you sew at the same time that I'm sewing, or do you watch the video and then sew later? That will help me to know if I should do it all at once right now when I'm doing it with you, or if I should pause you. What works best? What do you prefer? Let me know. Because you know this is a sew along, so we are doing it together, but I don't know how together we actually do. Ah! Careful with your scissors. Hi. Sorry about that. All right. So my flounce is on. Now, if you chose not to do a flounce, I don't know why I said there's a no flounce option, because what you will have to do is you actually have to figure out a way to strap. Either if you want to do it strapless, you'll have to make a strap to go around. But if you are, or like around, all the way around without the flounce. But the flounce is really what keeps it together with the shoulders. So I don't know what I was saying. I was thinking of that last night as I was thinking, somebody said something about it earlier on and I was like, what? I'm confused. I don't know. I'm sorry. All right. So here's my elastic and I'm going to go ahead and grab it and put it together, overlap it 1/4 inch. And I'm going to use a zigzag stitch to put it together, to make it one continuous loop. I'm just going back and forth on it with a zigzag stitch. And then I'm going to attach that to my flounce. So I'm going to quarter it. This one I will not cut. I'm just going to quarter it. So tell me what you think. What is best? Do you like me to just do an overall video all together, everything in one video? Do you like me to pause it and just do the things behind the scenes like on my own? Like I don't need to see you the whole time. What do you like? Okay, so let me see. I'm gonna go out to the side and mark where my quarters are. So we already have the mark where, see, since I did the nipping, I already know where my front and back marks are because I see them still. So I'll know where it is. Let's see, this is the front, so I want to put my seam on the back, and I'm attaching this to the inside of my bodice. And I'm going to go all the way around that flounce. Okay, and I'm matching those quarter points where I marked. Making sure that my elastic is not twisted. I don't want it to get all twisted and tangled up. Sometimes it tries. You gotta make sure I don't. Now, I am using regular elastic. Don't tell anyone. I have some swim elastic, but I don't have a very much swim elastic. And I am doing another project, and I already cut it for it. I am going to be doing the Oasis. It's summertime. You need many bathing suits, don't you? I'm doing the Oasis. I told you guys I was gonna make the rash guard for my son, and yesterday I made the rash guard. See, I told you I was gonna make it with the same, the Radical rash guard, and I'm gonna actually put some vinyl on it. I know the vinyl probably won't like hold up a whole lot on the pool, but that's okay. We don't go to the pool a whole lot. We don't have a pool. But we are going on a summer vacation this summer. So that's why I am making us all the swimming things. Okay, so I am just kind of pinning along another side, like I'm putting another pin. So I'm just kind of stretching it out and putting another pin in the middle. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing. Because then you're gonna go with a zigzag stitch, just like we zigzagged both of them together. We're gonna zigzag this elastic on. I know I'm crazy. You don't really have to pin it. You can just stretch it as you're going. And I do that. I did that last time I did this bathing suit, and it worked just fine. So I don't know why I'm doing this now. It's because I was talking to you guys and got distracted. My mind said, let's do this, so I just went with it. All right, so now I'm gonna do a zigzag stitch all the way around. And for this time, I'm gonna go ahead and pause you then. Let me know what you'd rather me do. So I'm gonna zigzag all the way around, and I'll come back and we'll do the last couple steps. I am back, but I can't find my tomato. Oh. There it was. Okay, so it's zigzagged on. As you can see, zig, zigzag. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip it under, okay, and pin. And then we're gonna go back over it. Oh, no, before I do that, I wanna get rid of my stay stitch that I put on earlier. And I wanna get rid of that because I don't want all these threads hanging everywhere. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of it now. Because then I'll get it caught when I'm stitching over it. And I just don't want it. So I'm removing it. Any extra thread that I don't need, I don't want. So I'm just gonna remove it real quickly, get it out of the way. And really, you should just be able to pull it right off. As I say that, I sewed over it over here. There it is, got it. And yeah, you should just be able to pull it right off. Okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead and flip it. And you might have to stretch it just a tiny bit as you're doing it. And then you're gonna just sew it over it. Sew it closed. And I am going to use my cover stitch. But you can do, if you have a cover stitch, you can use a cover stitch, or you can do any sort of stretch stitch you have. You could do a zigzag stitch, you can do a twin needle. It really is up to you, whatever you want to do. Now, I am not going to on this one, but I have thought about doing a double fold. And it doesn't call for that on the pattern. But if you feel like you've got too much thread showing, like on your zigzag on the inside, and you really want it to look polished, and you say, I don't really like that, it's showing, you can fold it. I would fold it twice, 1, 2. And let me tell you, I haven't done it, and it doesn't tell you to do it on the pattern. So if you want to try it and see what it does, I would do it with like a stretch stitch, and then if it's too much or you don't like it, then you can like pick it out and redo it. But I'm only telling you that because I know some people are really picky about what the inside looks like and stuff like that. But I am doing my cover stitch, and my cover stitch, you know, when you do a cover stitch, it kind of blocks on the back, so it should be fine. Plus, if you do it with the same color thread, I did it with white so you can kind of really see it. But if you do it with the same color thread, it should be good. So that's what I'm gonna do. I folded it over, I folded it down. I'm gonna go over it with my double needle on my cover stitch and just sew it down. So it will be sewed on just like this. And I am going to, then we're gonna go ahead and do the straps. So let me go do that, and then we'll move on to do the straps. Almost done with today.
Goodness, I already love this. And actually it looks really good with this lipstick.
No, maybe? And some really big sunglasses. Oh yeah. Okay, so I finished. I just did the the cover stitch on the edge. Okay, and like I said, see, it covered up most of the zigzag on the back because it has that thing. So I'm fine with that. But like I said, if you wanted to try to double it, it's up to you. And we're gonna do straps. Now, if you're not doing straps, you're done. You're done for the day. That's all you need to do. But if you are doing straps, let's do this. So on the pattern, it gives you the sizes that you should make them. But if you wanted them thinner, you're more than welcome to make them a little bit thinner. If you wanted them wider, that's all up to you. That is the beauty of sewing. You can do it however you want to. Folding it right sides together. And we're gonna sew long ways to make it one continuous little thing so that we can turn it and it'll be one strap. I like this strap because I am always worried with off the shoulder bathing suits. I don't want to come out of the water and have an accident. So I feel like the straps kind of give me a little bit of confidence that it's not gonna fall off. I don't know. All right, now I'm gonna turn it right side out. Yeah, that's just me though. And I'm crazy in the water. So I like to just swim and play around. I don't want to have to worry about my suit not falling off. So that's why I'm going with the strap. Okay, so I've got my strap all put together. And here's my bodice. Oh my goodness, I love this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a little ruler that I have right here, and I'm gonna measure 1/2 inch from the side, and that's where I'm gonna put my one strap. Remember, you wanna put right side of the strap to the wrong side of your bodice, because you don't want that strap where you can see it to be on the outside of your suit. So I'm doing the same thing on the other side. You want that seam to be on the inside. I don't even know what I'm measuring because I already know what 1/2 inch is. I never take measurements when I do my hems or anything like that. I don't know why. I never do. Okay, and then when you attach it to the bathing suit. So that way you don't have to, you can move up your flounce, so that way you don't have to see it at all. So you just zigzag stitch, attach it to your underneath of your bathing suit, 1/2 inch away from the edge and the arm side, and you're gonna do the same thing on the other side, 1/2 inch away from the arm side. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pin it. Go ahead and pin it. Make sure that they're not twisted. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so cool. And I'm seeing some really cool suits, you guys. You all have really good sense of style. I love it. I love all the ones that I've seen so far. So cool. Awesome. I'm gonna keep checking on them. I just love seeing all your makes. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and sew those on, and that's it. So I'm just zigzag stitching them on. Oh my gosh, this is like so retro. I love it so much. I'm gonna go ahead and zigzag stitch those on, and I'm gonna lift my flounce a little bit so that they're zigzagged more right at the edge of the flounce. So I don't want to tack my flounce down. I want my flounce to be free. I want it to fly. So I'm gonna tack it to the underneath it. But that's it. That's all we're doing today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got some info. If you have any questions, please comment below. Let me know, and I'll try to get back with you on those. I'm sorry about the whole lining thing. I know it's a little bit confusing, but it should all be good. And I will post a picture of this below. Please post your picture below that. If you have any questions, again, let me know. And we'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll move on to doing the bottom piece. And if you're not, then tomorrow we will just hem the bottom of this, and that's all you'll do tomorrow. But if you're doing your bottom piece, then we're gonna do the whole bottom piece, which I'm excited about as well. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tell me what you think about this lipstick stain. Keep it, lose it, look a little crazy. What do you think? All right, bye. Hey friends, it's Deanna here, and we are ready to finish up our tankini portion of our bathing suit. So I'm so excited. This is gonna be so fun. Now let me tell you, if you're doing just the bikini option, you are basically done, because now what you need to do, well, you got a little bit of a step. You will grab your elastic, you're gonna do fold it right on top of each other, zigzag stitch it on 1/4 a 1/4 inch, and then you're going to attach it to your bodice, just like we attached the flounce. Just like we attached the elastic to our flounce, and then you're gonna fold it down just like we did with our flounce, and sew the casing shut, just like we did with the top of the flounce. So if you're doing the bikini option, you are done. That's all you have to do. Go ahead and take a picture of that, post it below. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the tankini option for those who are going along and do the second option. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna put this aside, and I'm gonna grab my tankini bottom, and here it is. I'm gonna put it on my mat. Now the shorter portion is the top. It kind of goes out in like a trapezoid shape. And we're gonna grab the bottom, and we're gonna go ahead and hem that first. So I'm doing a 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm just going up 1/2 inch. And I am bad, and I don't really usually measure. I kind of just eyeball it when I do my hems. Not good. Do you measure? I love hearing your comments yesterday about sewing along with me and things like that, so that's pretty neat. I'm glad it can be a little bit of a help. But tell me, do you measure your hems, or do you eyeball it like lazy people usually do? Maybe? Is it just me? Am I the only one? All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and hem that, and I'm using my cover stitch. You can use a twin needle, or you can use a any kind of stretch stitch that you would like on that. But we're just hemming, and we gotta hem first before we move on to the next step. So I'm gonna hem. My scissors. It does make sense. I do make a lot of mistakes, and I guess it is kind of neat to see somebody else make a mistake. That way you don't make it. So I'm glad that helps. I'm making all the mistakes for you. But yes, so here it is. It's already hemmed, and I already hemmed my other one as well, as you can see. Well, maybe you can't see it, but I did. I hemmed it already. And now I'm gonna go ahead and place them right on top of each other at the sides, right sides together. And I'm gonna pin, so I'm making those two sides match up right here. And this is when it's the moment of truth. Did I hem a good amount? Did I hem it right? Did I hem too much? Is there anything hanging off? It's not too bad. Pretty even. Pretty even. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and sew them together, but we're using our sewing machine. We're gonna sew it in a 1/2 inch in from the edge so that we can create that casing. All right, let me see something. It doesn't tell me, but when I did my other waterfall, I just did a straight stitch because it's going to be gathered, so it's not gonna be pulling on it. But it's up to you if you can use, if you wanna use a stretch stitch, really, it's up to you. But I'm just gonna do a stretch stitch because I'm bad and I sometimes don't follow rules. And this one is not super tight that I'm worried about the stretch too much. So really it's up to you, but I'm doing a stretch stitch, but if you're kind of concerned about it, I would do a zigzag stitch, and I might be wrong doing a stretch stitch, but that's what I'm doing. I mean a straight stitch. So a 1/2 inch from the edge. Oh. My sewing machine is starting to throw a fit already. It broke my thread. Sorry, you guys. I don't know why it does that sometimes. It's like it throws a fit when I first start. Okay, so that was one side. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Alright, so now that I did that, I'm going to open that up to create a casing. So I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to steam it down. Now, make sure when you're steaming this down, make sure that you try out your iron first. You do not want to burn your beautiful swim fabric. I use a whole lot of steam when I'm steaming the swim. and we're gonna press it flat and open that up. And I'm gonna pin it opened because we're going to do we're gonna sew those sides. So we're gonna do a line up one side and then a line up the other side to make it a casing. So we're gonna go up one side and down the other side of the edge of the things that you just made. Edge of the seam. Tell me what that's called. I don't even know. I even looked in the thing and sew along the edge of each seam to create 4 casings. Okay, I guess that's what it is. Seam. I like to have, just like you say you watch the video and you leave it playing in the background. I like to have my tutorial right here in front of me. My laptop is sitting right here in front of me. Because, you know, even though you've done this a few times, it's nice to be able to look back if you have a little bit of a question, or if you have, if you don't remember exactly how much to take or whatever. I always want to look back because I don't want to tell you wrong. So as you can see, I'm opening up that side, and then I'm gonna sew on the edges, the 2 edges. I'm just sewing that down. This is the same on both sides. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that since that's gonna take a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and move on after that. So I am going to do a zigzag stitch right there on the edge. I don't know why I didn't do a zigzag stitch in the middle, but I want to do a zigzag stitch on this. I don't know. I can't. I have no reason, no rhyme or reason. But that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the zigzag on the sides, one on both sides, and then we'll come back and do the straps, which I already did some, but I'm gonna do one to show you, and then the rest. All right. So I sewed that casing shut on the 2 sides, and now what I'm going to do is I already put in the straps on one side, if you can see. They're nice and red, so they're gonna match my bikini bottoms. So here's my strap, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna fold it right sides together, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a steam. Again, be careful that your iron is not too hot, and it's gonna burn your swim. Okay. And then I'm going to sew along that raw edge to make it one little tube thingy. I'm just serging it together so it's easier. You can save that stitch or whatever you like to do. And you're going to do that to all 4 of them. I'm so sorry. I've got thread at my feet that it just keeps, you know, thread is so annoying. It just keeps unraveling every time I move, and it just, look at this. Do you have that happening to you? My I have a drawer for thread, and it's all the way at the bottom, and sometimes like a little piece comes out when I pull something else out. Ugh. Okay, so now I have a turning tool. It's actually pretty amazing. And so I'm gonna use that to turn this little tubing, but you could use a safety pin to turn it, but we're just gonna turn it right side out. I'm gonna turn all 4 of them. Whoop, here it is. Whoop, there it is. And now we're gonna go ahead and grab our swimsuit and go through that casing you just made and pull those straps through. And I am regretting, oh come on, it's getting stuck on. It's helpful when you do it right, but I'm getting it stuck on the hem, so it doesn't want to come out. I am regretting not using a, you know what, I'm going to go in the other way because there's no hem on the other side. I am regretting not using a blue thread because somehow I ended up catching all the blue, and my bathing suit fabric, I didn't think about it, it's more blue than white. And I can kind of see those white stitching. I mean, it's not that bad, and when you do the rouging, it probably won't show, but it's just,
You know how you are like super conscious of what you're doing when you're sewing? I don't know if it's just me, but I am. I see every single imperfection, and it bugs me sometimes. But anyway, we're gonna go pull it all the way down about 1/4 of an inch out. So we're just gonna leave a little bit out, not that much, about 1/4 of an inch. Why is there only one going down? Why is the other one not going down there? And we're gonna put a couple stitches right there to keep it in place. And then if you want, you can go along the whole rouging and kind of rouge it a little bit and put a few stitches here and there if you want. I'm gonna go ahead and trim all this excess. And our straps are done. I'm going to tie them. You can sew the bottom if you want, or what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a knot at the bottom of all of them. Just give it a little knot at the bottom. But you can sew it up. You can do whatever you want there to finish that at the end. But there's our bottom of our trunk of our swimsuit. So now I'm gonna grab my swimsuit and I'm gonna turn this puppy, and I'm going to find the middle. So I'm gonna grab my front and back, my straps, and I'm gonna go to the front and mark the front, and to the back and mark the back. It really doesn't matter which one's the front and the back because they're both the same. I still have the little notches I made on my bathing suit, top, front, and back I made earlier on, if you remember. So I can refer to that. Let me make sure I can find the one on the front. I think it's right here. But let me try it again, just in case. Going out to the front. Yeah, there it is. I found it. Whew, there it is. Okay. Because it's kind of hard to see when it's rouged up. So we're going to fit this guy in. And we're going to meet the two sides. You want to catch those straps right there. And then the other side. And then the back, where you have that notch. Now I can't find it. Where did I put it? What in the world? I just saw it like 2 seconds ago. Now I don't see it. Where is it? All right, I'm marking it again. Going to the back. Maybe I was looking at the wrong place. Going to the front again. The front was, I thought was there. All right. Now I'm going to attach that to the back. Right sides together. You're attaching the right sides together. No. I was going to say, I know I did it. Where is it? Okay. If you want to pin anywhere else, you're more than welcome to. Swim is a little bit slippery. It's going to, you don't have to stretch. It should fit perfectly. So we're just putting it on. Now for the front, we're doing the same thing, and the front is going to be a little bit more tricky because you have that gathered front. But I would just pin quite a bit, just kind of stretch it out a little bit. I mean, it really isn't too hard because you're just stretching it out to fit, but you don't really have to stretch it. You just have to pretty much straighten it, if that makes sense, because it's kind of a little bit like it likes to go, you know, so you just want to like lift it up, you know, give it some confidence, and then it should be good. So just make sure you pin in the middle, and then, you know, because when, like right here, when you let it go, it looks so wiggly, but if it's pinned correctly, it should work just fine. So now I'm going to go ahead and serge that on. Let me leave that pin there because I'm going to start over here in the middle. I like to start at the seam. And make sure you're catching the liner, the outer, everything. So I like to start a little.
almost done with the tankini option. Somebody asked about cups. I heard a few people say that they got a lot of support from the elastic. So they were good with the elastic. I haven't done cups on this one, especially too because it's the waterfall effect, so I didn't feel the need to do cups. But if you do cups, let us know what you did and what you found helpful. If you did it before or after you did the elastic. Is there any trick to it? What did you do? All right, so now I have attached my tankini to my bottom, and that is it. We are done. That is all we're doing for today. Attaching our tankini. Doesn't that look so cute? Can't really see it. Is it making you go blind with all the checkered lines? I'm excited. I might go ahead and take a picture of it because I really, really like it. So I hope that this was easy. This was an easy one. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I did. And comment below. I will go ahead and post a picture of it. Let me know if you have any questions about anything I did. And if not, I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, being Friday, I'm gonna do all the bikini bottoms, the whole thing. But you can, and I'll tell you, you can split it up into 2 days if you'd like. You can do some of it on Friday, some of it on Saturday, but I'm gonna put it all out on Friday. That way you have, like if you wanna get it done on Friday, tomorrow, that way you can get it done, and then the weekend will be free. You can wear it to the park, you can wear it to the pool. The really cool thing about the tankini is that it pretty much is like a top, like a cute top that, you know, if you sweat in it, it's okay because it's swim. So anyway, so you can wear it on Saturday, you can wear it on Sunday. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and finish it up. But then you'll have Saturday and Sunday. And on Sunday afternoon, I will pick a random winner for a giveaway. And that's it. We're almost done. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Hey friends, it's Deanna here, and I am here for our last day of our sew along, and this is where we do our bottoms. Ooh, ooh. Yes, how exciting. We're almost done. So you can take today and do the whole thing of the bottoms, but you can also take tomorrow. Tomorrow's our catch-up day, so you can finish up the bottoms and or anything that you were behind on. Just remember to put the pictures under each video accordingly, because I'm going to go back when we pick our winner. I'm going to go back and check that everything was, every step was done. So we're gonna go ahead and get started and finish this awesome baby up. All right, so I've got my outer fabric and my liner, and I already put my liner together, so whatever I'm doing to the outer, you're gonna do to the liner. I'm gonna put my front and back right in front of each other, and obviously they don't measure up because they are, you know, the behind is a little bit bigger than the front. So we're gonna match up the side seams first. And I'm just gonna pin them both at the same time because that's just what I like to do. And then the crotch area as well, you're just lining them up, and I'm gonna sew those raw edges together. And that's exactly what I did to my liner. Just the raw edges together. I hope you've had just as much fun as I've had making this suit. I'm excited to get to wear it. Tell me if you have any plans for the summer. We've got some beach plans, some river plans. My family, we are water people. So home for me is Florida. Well, not really. I mean, I guess it depends on what you call it. I've lived most of my life in Florida. That's where I was raised. It's not where I was born, but I moved there early. I was a teenager when I moved there. And so I spent all my teenage years in Florida. And so we were at the beach a lot. And then as I moved away from Florida, I miss it so much. So any chance, our families are both still in Florida, my husband's and mine. And so any chance we get, we go to Florida and we go to the beach. Okay, so now we're turning our outer right side out and our liner wrong side out, and we're gonna fit it into our outer. and we're gonna meet it at the seams. So yeah, we go to the beach all the time when we get a chance. But here in, we're in South Georgia. There's a lot of springs and rivers and stuff like that, so we go there a lot. I'm just meeting them at the seams. And kind of, I'm gonna pin here at the top a little bit where the edge is of my fabric. And they should just meet right up, so you don't have to stretch or anything like that. What are your plans this summer? I already asked you that, but let me know in the comments below what you're planning to do. I'm pinning this seams over here as well on the legs, and then we're gonna go on and baste those together, because then we're gonna put the elastic on, and it's easier to have these two, the liner and the outer, basted together first, so when you're trying to attach the elastic, it doesn't just slide off. So I'm just meeting them here at the seams and then kind of pinning them along, so that way it'll be easier for me when I'm sewing, basting them together. You can baste them with a stretch stitch together, because you're going to do a little bit of stretching when it comes to the putting the elastic on. Alright, so now that they're basted on, not basted, now that they're pinned on, I'm going to go ahead and baste them. Okay, I'm going to do stretch stitch, basting on, and I'm just going to do the waist and the legs, both of them. Make sure that you're catching the liner and the outer. I found that it's easier. I changed my foot on my sewing machine, and I found that this foot is easier, so it's like a tighter foot, keeps it down farther. I don't know. But anyway, tell me what you're doing this summer. We are planning on going to the beach and hitting up some rivers, some springs. So I need all the bathing suits. I've been sewing bathing suits all this week. I've been like in the bathing suit mood. You guys got me started with the Waterfall. I also sewed my son the Radical Rash Guard and the I showed him to you, the Radical Rash Guard, and I also sewed him the high-tie board shorts. And then I sewed a Cape Cod bathing suit and cover-up for my niece. So cute. I need that bathing suit pattern in adult size. The bathing suit pattern and the cover-up pattern. That little romper is so cute. And I also have printed out the Oasis. I have the Oasis printed out, ready to be put together. Not really ready to be put together yet. I still have to cut out my fabric and everything. Maybe I should have paused you for this, huh? It takes longer than you think. Alright. Here we are. All basted together. Nice and good. Now my elastic. I'm grabbing all my elastics that I already cut off. I'm going to put them 1/4 of an inch together at the ends, and I'm going to sew them. And I'm doing a zigzag stitch over them, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to attach them together. I'm going to go ahead and do it to all 3 of them. 1, 2, and this is my 3rd one. You asked what kind of elastic am I using? There is swim elastic, but I am using these two are swim, and this one is a regular elastic because I ran out of swim elastic and I didn't have time to order more. I told you I've been making all the swimsuits. We love to go to the beach and everything. We don't go to the pool a lot, so I'm hoping that these will hold up because of the fact that we're not going in the chlorine water very much. I've heard that, you know, like I usually like a new suit every year anyway, so I think it'll be fine. So I'm just using regular elastic on some parts. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab let's do the waist first, and we can quarter our elastic so that way I know where everyone is going. And we can quarter our bikini bottom. I tell you, my husband, this is crazy. He is a 7th generation Floridian. Isn't that crazy? All right, I'm grabbing the two sides and going forward to the front, and I'm gonna just snip a little bit. That's my front, and this is my back. And now I'm gonna go on the inside and match up my elastic just at the raw edge. So yeah, so he has salt water through his veins. I mean, he loves anything salt water. He loves and he loves the feel of, you know how when you've been at the beach and you're like so dry, and if you don't moisturize, he loves that feel. Like, he loves the dry feel. It's so weird. I don't like that. I need my lotion. And he loves the smell, the fishy smell. I love the beach, but don't love that smell sometimes when it's really fishy. Just loves it. So I pinned on my elastic on the inside. I'm going to do the same for the legs. Now, for the legs, on the front, you want it to be smooth. So let me show you. I pin one side, and then on the front, we're gonna just flush it with it straight and smooth. And pin around. Oh gosh, I'm gonna start singing to you guys. Sorry. And then on the back is where you wanna do the stretching. So if you need to stretch a little bit, it's on the back that you wanna do the stretching. So usually I stretch it and then I grab it and pin. And I'm going to stretch it again a little bit right here. Move that pin out of the way. And pin it like right here. So then when you're sewing it on, you're kind of stretching a little bit, but just in the back. Don't stretch the front, stretch the back. You want that on your bum. And the same for the other side. Let me go ahead and leave the other side. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do it, and then I'll show you, and then I'll probably let you go while I sew it on, so you don't have to sit there and watch me the whole time. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a stretch stitch over that over this elastic on the waistband and on the two legs. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that stretch stitch over the elastic. When I do it, I always do it with the elastic face up so I can see it. If your machine is not cooperating, make sure you can do is, if you want to, go in a little bit farther into your suit, not right at the edge. I know that sometimes machines get a little bit finicky when it comes to if you're sewing right at the edge. So go ahead and go in a little bit farther down. Another thing that I've noticed I've done before is make my zigzag a little bit wider. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit wider. And sometimes that has helped me if my machine is kind of throwing a fit, like to fit my fabric better. That has helped me to do that. Let me see what else. I don't have very many tricks. If you have any tricks to working with swim, go ahead and post them below so we can all hear them. You can always do with more tricks. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and zigzag them on, and you're stretching just a tad, just a little bit, and then we'll come back and finish up. All right, so now that it's all stitched in, what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our top, our edge, and we're gonna fold it right down. So we're gonna fold it right down, pretty much the width of the elastic. Just like that. And then we're gonna pin all the way around and we're gonna go on. I already did it to this side and I did it with my cover stitch. You can do a zigzag stitch around again or a double needle, anything stretchy. I'm just doing my cover stitch. And honestly, if you're doing a cover stitch, you don't really even have to pin, because all you're doing is you're just folding that elastic over and it kind of holds its weight. Now, if you went a little bit farther in from the edge, and so you have a little bit of a lip hanging out of the fabric, you can go ahead and trim that really slowly and make sure that it's all nice and flush. Or you can stitch it first and then do it. It's up to you. And we're almost done. Here's my waist. Now I'm going to do the same thing for my other leg. I already did one of the legs while you guys were not watching. Sneaky, sneaky. Make sure everything else is out of the way. This is it. This is the last of it. We are done. Done with our suit. Look at that. See how it encased it? So there's no need to worry about that. If you have a little bit of fabric, extra fabric at the bottom hanging out, just go in with your scissors and trim it really slowly and nicely. Don't cut the sewed edge. You will just trim that. I might do that later. I might just leave it. I'm not really sure. Depends on how I feel. And here's my top. And we are done. Ooh, how cute is that? So cute. I hope you enjoyed this sew along. I hope you had fun with me. Please let me know if you have any questions below of anything I did. Let me know. I'm going to announce it pretty soon what our next sew along is. It's coming up. And then also let me know what you would like to see on our sew alongs. If you have not, check us out on YouTube, where we have a lot of tutorials. So you can always be sewing with me. There's a lot of tutorials on there, and I will, like I said, tomorrow you have a day to finish up everything, all your sewing, and I will select a random winner on Sunday, and I will announce it Sunday afternoon. And yeah, I can't wait for that. But whenever you get anything done, just post it on the link each video so we can have it on record and you can be entered to win. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. Have a good weekend. Have a good summer, and I'll see you later. Bye.